on my own. That's why I'm feeling like it's
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It was a bit too much. I just worked up some of the
I'm
time.
a little embarrassed because I eat 6 tacos for fun.
That's
That's why when you say, "Oh, you like, man, you can't." I'm like,
it's like my tacos have like probably 2 to 3 times the meat that you normally have in a taco.
you probably do.
Like no lettuce, nothing. Just
That's
the frame
funny.
of meat.
Like if I told you my McDonald's order, you would look at me crazy. I don't think you think like, oh, he probably ordered an extra double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
No, I didn't add just another double cheeseburger with a $5 value meal. I added a quarter pounder with it, with one more cheeseburger on top. I thought with an icy orange, large, with no ice. I don't even know what the realm of that is. How many calories?
If you drink pop, you get a lot of calories in there too. I don't drink pop.
I'm trying to stop.
I get it all from meat. I don't drink pop. I don't eat carbs unless it's just a little bit of corn tortilla. So all of my intake, those 1,400 calories in that meal is a straight mineral protein, like just good vitamin kind of stuff. None of that fluff that goes around it. But you're right. You get if you drink pop and eat bread, you get a ton of calories just from that too.
Like
How tall are you?
Me, I'm just like
5'10". So you're only an inch taller than me.
yeah, I'm big. I think I'm really 5'9".
You probably,
I don't know.
I might be 5'8" too.
Yeah, like,
6'9", I might-
it's hard. Like, but they're like, you might go be 6 foot. I'm like, I'm not gonna be 6 foot. After I was 16, and the doctor was like, yeah, you're like 5'8". I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna grow.
You got to measure yourself with your shoes
I don't
on.
know if I'm gonna grow.
Hello. How are you?
I'm feeling it today though.
Yeah,
I am feeling it today. It was a little bit too much yesterday.
Yeah, I believe. I believe.
Can you
I
say
don't
Thursday? So I will be Thursday.
Okay, that's what he's leading.
That was it was
Oh,
my
no,
chicken
I
thighs.
see
Like,
him
the
leaving.
meat
I know, he's the one who
What
said-
it was though, it wasn't the meat that did it though. It was I put a little bit too much spice
You should
on
tell
it.
him to lead it today
I'm
instead.
spicy 'cause I can feel it
I
right now.
should.
Say, dude, will you lead your group today
You'll be
instead?
fleshed out. I love it.
Feel up.
You're gonna feel great. You're gonna feel like, man.
Yeah, I'm already feeling better.
She's going out of town Thursday, and that's your group. She wants you to do it
No.
today.
To see your group.
She said, do it today instead.
It's got a lot of utility. I know.
I know.
I mean, I can do it. I can just do it offhand. I don't have to actually follow my. I'm not. My script isn't ready yet.
You know, like a sneak peek or something? I can get like just fill it out a little bit.
Well, I can. What I'm gonna have is I'm gonna literally have worksheets for everybody. So if you want me to just give you the rundown thing the next week, Tuesday,
Okay.
that's fine too.
You're going out of town?
No, I'm just, Columbus.
Practice.
Not practice. We have this community service event at this high school.
Okay.
We're gonna go talk to the high schoolers, but
Mhm.
it got moved to Thursday. It was actually
Okay.
yesterday.
Oh. Supposed to be Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ate it yesterday. I also the day before yesterday. I ate a burrito that was no joke this big. I'm like this big.
Yeah.
The burrito alone had 1,400 calories in it. I finished it and I was still hungry. I went and got 4 more drumsticks. And it's just because I'm officially at the point where my stomach's stretched enough to take in that much intake. And so along with my workout schedule, I've tipped in that sense where I'm actually able to eat that instead of just like forcing it. And I kind of pushed it a little bit too much yesterday, I think, because I'm like, that felt great. And then now it's like the next day, I'm like, whoa, wait a sec.
Yesterday, the first day I went to the gym in a long time, because I used to be much bigger, but I just stopped. Like, I stopped working out because of personal reasons was going on. But I'm trying to get it back to where I was. And now I just don't know how to lose my gut. I'm like, do I just run?
That's the last thing that goes.
Just worry about lifting and getting in there. Don't worry about any of the other stressors. And you should spend at least 2 weeks managing your intake and see what you're taking. You know, this illusion that you need a calorie count forever, that happens if you're brainless about it. All you gotta do is go through about, I even have a program, right? All you gotta do is go through for about 2 weeks and literally document what you eat, see how much calories you're taking in, guesstimate, ask ChatGPT, I do this much working out, this much thing, it'll tell you this how much you're burning a day based on your body weight and all this stuff, right?
And you can type it into an app.
Yeah, and then you're done after 2 weeks. During those 2 weeks, don't just do it willy-nilly. Start to find like 4 or 5 meals in each setting, so like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that are all somewhat interchangeable. And once you do that, then you don't have to worry about it. You can still go on your diet a little bit, right? You can still sometimes eat something new, but you'll at least have this base of like, no matter what, if I eat one of these things in the afternoon, one of these things at night, and one of these types of breakfasts, I'll always be taking in about 3,500 calories.
You can do Map My Walk. It's called Map My Walk, and then you can type in anything you eat, and it just counts it up for you.
That's pretty cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, and you don't have to keep doing it. Some people think they get turned off because they're like, I gotta do this the rest of my life. No. You
Yeah.
only have to do it for the rest of your life if you don't think about it at all,
Right.
about like what you're eating, and you don't have some consistency. You don't have to eat the same thing, but you'd be surprised how easy it is to remember like 20 different meals that all have the same equivalent calories and protein intake. Like you'll get used to, like normally you eat a little chicken with quinoa and this other thing, you'll be like, oh, if I just add 2 more things to this, it'll equal that much calories. I'm gonna start doing that from now on when I eat this meal. And then you'll start to get used to, oh, when I eat fish, that has 60 grams of protein, so all I need to eat with that is this much to gain calories, kind of thing. You'll start to understand how to change it in and out. You'll say, oh, cool, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta like down up here. I know exactly what I can eat. I go to the store. I'm like, if I eat a steak, I have to have these things with it if I want to fill that in. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. But if you don't drink beer, do you?
I don't drink alcohol.
Not at all. Okay. But
That's a
good.
lot of calories,
You gotta-
right?
slow down. If you stop drinking pop, you're gonna go away. If you lower your carbs, stop drinking pop, you're gonna go away in like months. Completely. But you gotta slow down your carbs. Put it under 200 a day, right? Which is not easy to do. If you look at the amount of carbs you eat.
What are
A lot of things. Bread.
Yeah,
bread,
bread,
fillers.
chips, sugar,
Yeah,
pop,
sugar,
beer.
I'm in college.
I know, but you got it.
All the
That's
college
what I'm saying, though.
foods.
If you want to get, I guarantee you, if you went more paleo and carnivore and stopped eating carbs and drinking pop, like within months, your gut will
Mhm.
suck right up in your body.
Mhm.
It's amazing how fast. Even and this too, these things go away.
Yeah,
This and this just goes.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of the only way to get rid of it. You can work your butt off, and you will not get rid of them.
Yeah, I know. The older we get, the harder it is. What did cheerleaders do to get rid of carbs
Well, we literally work out 3 days a week.
all the
5 in the
time?
morning. Yeah.
Like cardio,
Yes.
lots of it.
All of that, and then we practice again at 6
Yeah.
p.m. So
Cardio Barbies, is that what they call
we
them?
run a mile.
Okay, yeah.
And then we work out. We actually work out in the morning, 6 in the morning, and then we run a mile at 6 p.m.
So everybody lives in MPC?
We work out in the gym
Yeah,
and walk.
okay.
Not NPC though, in the gym.
And then is that football and basketball?
Yeah, like it's the athletic gym, the weight room.
Okay.
Well,
like-
why do y'all all do that one?
Well,
Y'all, because it be track team, football team,
Yeah.
sometimes basketball team.
Yeah, but we got scheduled. We don't all be in there at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Greta Winbush was a cheerleader. She
Oh.
teaches research. I never knew that until recently.
Oh, really?
She was a cheerleader here 50 years ago.
Oh.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Isn't that crazy?
I realize it's a difference between a dancer and a cheerleader.
Thank you.
Some people don't understand.
She
Because
said
of
thank
course.
you.
No, for real, because some people think just because you was a dancer, you could be a cheerleader. That's not how it works.
That's not how it
That's
works.
not how
Right,
it works.
right.
Because dancing is way different from cheerleading.
Yeah.
It's
Cheerleading guys has
core-
much more gymnastics in it, much more like coordinated group gymnastics.
Very much.
Dancing is choreography. There's some
Yeah.
choreography.
They think it's just like, oh, do 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, nah, that counts means something. Like, you can't just you mess up, they all go see it. Everybody go see that one mess up
Yeah.
that you did. You can't go slow pace on the beat. You have to make your own.
How
beat.
many
You have to
cheerleaders
be-
are there and how many scholarships?
Well, we actually just had a trial, so we actually have 17 girls now. We don't have a scholarship though.
So you got to
actually-
pay the
Yeah.
full ride, the full way, or they give like housing
Well,
or
this
something?
year we actually have to pay anything. But
Okay.
last year we didn't have fees.
Okay, okay.
But that was like for like the personal cheer gear and stuff like that. But they provide the uniform.
So it's tuition, but not free, like,
Yeah, like it's not like a scholarship.
so no money given back, but
Yeah.
you don't pay tuition.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about room and board? Is that also covered?
No, so we don't like we pay for cheer out of our pocket. Like nobody pays for it. Yeah. So it's
Okay.
like by choice. Like if you choose,
Okay.
it's by choice. Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. So does football get a scholarship?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they're trying to work on cheer to get one, but it's like still in the air.
Right.
Scholarship?
Yeah.
I thought y'all had a little bit of a scholarship money. It wasn't a big one, like, oh, it paid for your whole thing, but it
Yeah.
be for like a cool $1,000, maybe
Yeah.
2.
It was supposed to happen. When I came in my freshman year, it was supposed to get a scholarship, but the pay.
The money is an issue right now all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So
We are not broke. I feel like we broke, but we not broke.
Central? Yeah.
Yeah, right now we
Yeah.
poor. Because everybody got to pay their dues. Cause if we were broke, we would have to do that whole $1,000 emergency fund like we did the second semester of last year. But because we don't have to do that, everybody paying their dues. I feel like we not in the red anymore because a lot of people came back. A lot of people came back even though they know, hey, it's a zero balance rule.
Ah,
You
yeah.
know, which hurts. But
Yeah, it's a bit.
I understand it business wise. I can't say like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I don't get why we gotta, but it's because for the past since 2020 to 2024, we were spoiled to, hey, you gotta just get under 3,000. And I see how it hurt the school only because when somebody only has to get 3,000, but they're not coming back, that 3,000 lost. Instead of the full balance getting paid, even though they could just anybody could just leave and never pay their balance. But
They could send it to collections too.
Yeah, well, they will, and they also, you can't go back to school at all.
Yeah, it will hinder you from
It'll
getting
compound, they'll even gain interest eventually, because they sell it
Yeah.
to places that do.
Yes.
It's not a good thing to do.
no.
You can help it.
So this week I was just covering like transition stage of the group. This is like when you guys all begin to trust each other possibly. And these are some of the fears that come out on transition stage, like the fear of making a fool of yourself, emptiness, losing control, being too emotional. This often could be somebody in a sobriety group or like trying to get sober. Self-disclosure, like nobody really wants to share fully about themselves, talking too much even, taking too much of the group's time, being judged or being rejected. So those are common fears. Some guidelines for effective confrontation, like if you're the leader, you're the social work leader of a group, whether it's an adolescent group for bad teens, a drug and alcohol group, alcoholism group, you want to have a rationale for confronting them. Maybe you knew that they skipped last group or that they failed out of something or got arrested over the weekend. Confront if you care about the other one. Talk more about yourself rather than the other person, like using I statements. And then avoid dogmatic statements and judgment. And then give others space to reflect on what you say to them. So it's kind of like a careful confrontation. When you ran with your teams, what did you do over the summer? How did you guys confront them if the kids were bad?
During the school year, I would just talk to them, pull them to the side.
Okay, yeah.
Put them in close study. I would first, if it's a group of kids and it's a situation, I would break them down into parts of groups and then find the one that who it's about, because it's always about two people and it's just extras. So find the two people, hear them out, hear the other person out, and then after they done, bring the other two groups and be like, tell me what happened. And if the two groups match up, then I know something like, okay. Because I don't want it to be group, oh yeah, we all good. Nah, tell me your side, tell me this side, because I can't tell y'all story together and make it sound some way. So they might say one story, and then you might say another story. I'm like, something ain't matching up now. So that's how I deal with kids.
No. I've been trying to move this out of my system. It's really uncomfortable.
That sucks.
It's like having a bunch of stuff in there, like in your.
He ate too many tacos.
It's better now. Well, the key was it was too spicy. I put too much spicy.
Too spicy tacos.
Too much spicy tacos yesterday. And so it's still, and I had a big breakfast this morning, so now I'm just like trying to get it all out.
Right, yeah.
Let's do some squats.
You got to eat a whole bunch of greens, a big salad like this, and it'll go. All right. Oh, and then Miami did send another email. So here it is. It says, Primary Health Solutions is specifically interested in advanced standing students for their $25,000 scholarship and will be taking 12 MSW students a year for the next 3 years. So you guys could be included on this.
Wait, how much did they give him?
25,000. I'm attaching a flyer for more information. Could you please share this with your students?
What is this for? What specifically?
It is for advanced standing at Miami University MSW.
So just to get my MSW at their school?
Right. Yeah. And then you would probably do your internship here. That would be my guess.
You can get anything though from them as long as you get it at their school is what it's for. It's not for a specific thing in social work.
So this is for social work, and advanced standing is going to crash on me again. I hate when it does this. Hold on. I will open it from,
So the question we gotta ask guys is
what's
that,
the catch?
well, what it is like, cause some places, like we were saying before, they offer you 75% reduction in your fees. If this one doesn't, then that 25,000 isn't really a thing. It's just giving it to you so you can pay for the school.
So they provide medical, behavioral health, dental, and vision to 70,000 patients, Butler and Montgomery. Meet people where they are, partner with them. The vision is destination for servant leaders, provide comprehensive, exceptional care, respect, innovation, stewardship, excellence. Okay, here it is about the opportunity. Primary is excited to announce that each student who successfully completes an advanced standing practicum will be eligible for a $25,000 student stipend.
Eligible.
I know
There's the key.
that's the catch.
That is eligible. That doesn't mean you'll get it. It means you could be. I wonder though, so that also could mean that's just the way they worded it. Because some people can get turned down. I'm curious though if you said you're saying advanced standing, is that a thing that implies a specific area of specialty? Or is
No,
advanced
it's the
standing
1
any-
year.
Advanced standing is the compressed 11-month. I see.
Nikita already responded too.
Because that's good. I mean, that's where at Miamisburg?
Miami University is basically like Middletown now. They're going to have a Middletown and Dayton campus.
Interesting. So I'd have to cross that with like, because I'm assuming, what did we determine the 11 months is it about 35,000? How much would it be? It's close to a bachelor's cost, right?
It is.
So that's what I would want to know, because that other place offered like 75% reduction in their own period without giving you 25. You know, what I mean, they didn't give you 25 grand, but they technically did. That wasn't them, right?
Correct.
People who came and left flyers. That was Wright State, maybe.
She's calling.
Oh, who is it?
It's my wife.
Oh,
Probably with the kids. Oh, geez. We'll say, sorry, we're in class. I don't know if it works anyway. This computer's been crashing all. They had Apple updates recently, and it does the spiral of death. You guys ever get that
Oh.
pinwheel of death?
yeah, just nonstop forever.
It's not going anywhere. So,
I'm
okay.
Android, so let me see.
So yeah, those are, did I even open it the right way? So yeah, what experience students selected for this, participation in this education training can expect to learn about PHS care model where integrated behavioral health services are provided. So you would do your internship here, it looks like. You can do them in Hamilton, Fairfield, Hamilton Downtown, Hamilton West, Hamilton School-Based Center, Prospect Hill, Fairfield Township, Fairfield School-Based, Middletown.
Yeah, so the thing we got to be concerned about here is because the other one, the 15,000, right? They only said that if you get into that field, meaning that didn't require you spend money. This one requires that you take a 11-month thing that costs a lot of money. So you guys got to put that in. When kids read that, immediately students think, "Oh, $25,000." Like, wait a second, you have to spend $35,000.
I know.
To get the $25,000.
Right. Yeah.
So they're just giving you a
that's
discount
good-
on their schooling, which is great. That's so worth looking into.
Well, it's in Miami may have other scholarships on top of it. Oh, I guess she had the 2-year-old was calling me. That's
What do I say to Daddy?
Oh,
Oh, so cute.
he's the only blonde kid.
He's the only
See,
blind.
the microwave guy came.
He's the mailman,
Order
son.
parts. They'll be here.
Oh, wow, no.
you might not stay.
Yeah.
Hey, I was blonde when I was a
Say hi, Kate.
She's got
white blind?
No.
Nobody. No, she not.
Are you
My mom
king
and dad
of
were brown
PETA?
hair. I was blonde when I was younger. I didn't turn blonde.
Yes.
Brown hair
Dark
until
until
I was
later,
6,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Dang.
I
I was like, y'all have to have somebody blonde in y'all family.
We do. We have my mom's blonde.
Okay.
Yeah,
It has to be
but
a genetic code.
It's
so let 'em
it's
have
fun
blonde.
to tell her it's the mailman's son.
I know she's like, no, it's not.
All right, dealing with difficult behaviors of group members, like my wife. No, I'm just kidding. Avoid responding with sarcasm, which I guess I just did. Do you guys know the etiology of sarcasm, what it comes from in Latin? Sar and chasm is to tear flesh. So it's bad. It's
The verbal
bad.
version of, yeah, well, that makes sense. I mean, contempt is also the worst thing for a relationship, and it's rooted in sarcasm.
Yes. So it tears your flesh. So avoid sarcasm, although
Interesting.
I do it a lot. State your observations and hunches in a tentative way. So, like, yeah, be observation, feeling, need, and request. Like, if there is a difficult behavior, demonstrate sensitivity. Well, he's shared what he did with kids in his group. If you have anybody bad, I don't know. I know they're adults, but like that's just non.
No, it happens all the time.
How do you do it?
There's those who don't want to be challenged, so those that want to be stuck in their ideology, and they're sometimes like just resisting so intensely they don't want the group to continue.
Yeah.
I redirection as much as I
Okay.
can. So I mean, that you know what that means.
Don't give
in a
them
general
power.
sense. Yeah, I validate, and this is important for any conflict resolution. Is you validate? You know, I see that perspective, and I understand why that feels that way, and you know, there's truth in that. You know, it's not that you're wrong, but what's more important is this quality, and I just pull it over to it, and I try to use an analogy.
Mm-hmm.
But just basically validation and redirection as much as you can.
Okay.
That's the vague way of really remembering.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to do that. It's the most important thing as a counselor is to
Yeah.
validate and redirect the conversation, because you will get trapped in an argument. Someone recently just said, I'll give us credit. I won't go on about this, but someone
That's okay.
recently, to illustrate your point exactly, right? Someone recently, I was in a group, and this is something everyone can relate to, is this person was really digging in, and we were having a good time, and then they tried to interject and derail the conversation by talking about why the world is actually flat, right?
Oh yeah,
And
the
so,
flat
and
earthers.
that's a real intense, because there's nothing
Yep.
you can say on that except you're wrong, right? I mean,
Right.
there's no way to argue
Yep.
like such a starkly, just completely woefully ill perspective. And
Yeah.
it's not a belief. That's one of those things that are just like so wrong. It's like I'm sorry, a lot of things are. So I got hit with that, and he was bringing it up in connection to a subject that we were talking about the truth behind the word, as well as the truth, like reading between the lines of life and not taking things like obsessing over certain details.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was trying to challenge his thinking in the whole group about the fact that like the people that are most depressed is because of rumination, and the rumination is because they focus so finely in internal details,
Mm-hmm.
and they obsess and they sink into it, and they just lose sight of everything else around them.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is just it's not that you're wrong or right. It doesn't matter what you are.
Yeah.
You got to get your head out of that so that you can actually think about the bigger picture. And he pulled this up, and I was like, I think how I handled it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know, I've always been fascinated by theories, especially in these kind of veins that actually take the word and then talk about how we should challenge the general understanding of like what's real. You know, we are only being fed stuff from, you know, yeah, sure, there's pictures of NASA, like always. I kind of steel manned his case and was like, you're right, it's really no different than if you were to look at YouTube and stuff like that. And I said, but the whole thing here is that we're not talking about whether you're right or wrong in these details. We're talking about the utility of stretching the muscle of opening your mind,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I brought it back to saying, this isn't that you're right or wrong. It's that when you focus that much on that detail, you're only stretching that narrow way of thinking. The problem that we're having is we're getting stuck in that narrow path. And what we need to do is we need to open the pathway up. So you could say, in a sense, it's just bringing it back to like mechanisms and like ways of thinking versus the details in the right or wrong or the evidence of something. But I know
Some people say like because we can't fly through there in Antarctica, but like we always fly over Russia and like through the top, but you can't see anything through the bottom. So that's their flat earther argument, which is interesting.
And he brought up the firmament, how it mentions the firmament. I mean, it's the same thing with how firmament, a lot of language in the Bible. Same thing when they said that the flood covered the whole earth, but they only have evidence of it being in the area that we conceived Noah. Well, back in the day, earth meant large body of land. It didn't mean, they didn't understand globe. They didn't understand it. We had no way of knowing that we were on a giant ball that was massive, right? So earth in that context just meant everything that Noah understood and knew.
Yeah.
The firmament in that sense, a dome, meant that everything that they could see from the horizon to the other thing. So it seemed like a dome to them, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we got concept, guys. We don't need to focus on the detail. We're going to beat each other to death over it.
And it just became nighttime in Rome.
That is so cool.
That is cool. That
This
it
whole-
shows.
the fact that you have, what is that?
It's
Google Google.
Apple Maps, which it is cool that it shows like
It's wild.
the sundown and the you know, how much electric is in India and how little there is in Africa. Like, look at the lights.
That's wild. That's
Yeah.
so cool that we have that, man. We're literally gonna one day be able to just zoom in and out of everything's live.
That is
It's
creepy.
Gonna be, it's
That
gonna be
is,
wild, but you're gonna be able to just go around the whole world and be like, hey, what's going on here?
yeah, and
People
even
on the street playing
Russia.
somewhere.
Yeah, as Russia doesn't have much. I made it. Do you guys ever travel for summer stuff? What's the farthest you've traveled away? And would you ever drive to
Does it
Alaska?
have to be summer stuff?
Anytime.
When I was in the 8th grade, I took a school trip to the Bahamas.
Oh, you did?
Nice.
Yeah, I stayed there for.
That's
week.
far, man.
I know. I didn't have no.
Okay.
I went to Canada.
Okay, so you drove
No,
like
yeah,
Toronto or Montreal?
Toronto.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, we drove, like, it was crazy because we was crossing the border and I didn't have no idea what it was. So like we had to all get off.
How'd you get your ID
Yeah,
through?
like I didn't have a passport, so they always like it was for a boot camp and I was there for like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, and they paid for the whole thing, so they had us get off the bus and like go through this like whole process to get through the border. Like it was a lot, but
Yeah.
I had fun.
I thought we were die when we get there. Like I ain't gonna lie, because we on like a little charter plane too. Like we went on 2 flights. One, then we went on the second one. I like the second one because they had like a movie and everything you can watch.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah.
the charter plane, it was like, hey, I don't know if the wing look right. I don't know if we should get on this.
So did you go to Nassau or Freeport?
I want to say probably. Freeport. Where Freeport?
That's
not,
Nassau. Nassau.
No, we went to Andros Island. Andros,
Oh, it was.
yeah.
Really?
We went to Andros, and we
Okay.
lived on a boat for 3 days.
Like that's part of the Bahamas?
Yep.
Oh. I
We
didn't
lived
know
on a
that.
boat. Like we was out right here.
Why does it look like it's all snowy?
I don't know. I didn't get to that far.
Is that rough seas, I guess? Maybe
Yeah, I
it's
think it
like-
might be because like
crashing.
their water way different. Their water is way different.
Okay, it's
It-
it's
it looks
see through.
good.
You're right.
Yeah,
Look how
it's so-
blue it is.
I could see through all of it. I'm like, man, this
That's
is
what
what
it
clean
looks.
water look like. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Okay, interesting.
Well, it was cool, and then we stayed on an island for the rest of the time, for the rest of the 4 days,
Yeah,
and it was cool. We got the fish, we got the surf.
my 4-year-old said I want to go to North Pole, so I typed it in, and here's North Pole in Alaska. It's a little town called North Pole, Alaska, right by Fairbanks. And I'm like, I guess we could go to North Pole if you want to.
Did you know there's a city where it's always Christmas?
Right here, is that it?
I don't know. It might be, but it's a city where it's always Christmas. It's never not
I
Christmas.
bet you it's North
And
Pole,
I-
Alaska.
I bet
What
you they're
hated
sick
it.
of it.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I would
gosh,
genuinely hate
Yes.
it every day.
supposed to be just one day.
I would never want to
That's
be there.
hilarious.
I don't even like people.
That's
Just,
kinda
I
funny.
don't like Christmas music at all. It annoys me. Even Christmas movies blows me. I can't do it. Like I'm like, bro, I can't do this. Like, I'm about to watch The Grinch for the 22nd time of my life. I can't do this. We know he ain't.
Oh, I did my frequent flyer miles to Alaska in 1999 or 2000 because I wanted to go the furthest way you could, and I apparently made it to the farthest west airfield to Russia. So like Russia's right there, that's Alaska. So I went to Mount McKinley pretty much, and that was the the farthest I've been. So now my kid wants to drive there. But do you know how far it is to drive there? I think it's like 1,700 miles or more. Yeah.
What, from where you are to there?
Yeah.
It's got to be more than that.
It's-
right? Well,
it's-
actually, maybe not.
It
Makes sense.
is. It's 2 days, 13 hours. Okay, you're right. 3,762 miles.
'Cause I drove 2,800. I drove
To
from here
Oregon, right?
Portland, Oregon. That's
Yeah.
that's like check how
Okay.
much that is. It's like 2,000 miles too.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, I feel like it's about 1.5 of that.
2 days and 13 hours.
Yeah.
So
it'd be
does that
3
mean
days.
48 or 50, 61 hours driving?
It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to do it. It would probably take reasonably
5
if you didn't want to
days.
vomit. Yeah. So if you didn't want to be vomiting halfway
Right.
through, just motion sickness.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Okay, here's problematic styles of behaving in a group. You guys could have silence, monopolistic behavior, storytelling, giving advice, um, questioning, dependency. I thought I had a question on Face Space, whatever that's called. YouTube. Dependency, intellectualizing, hostility, acting superior, avoiding their own work by adopting the role of assistant leader or subgrouping, or offering pseudo support. So one of your group members, you're leading the group, you're the social worker, they could do any one of these behaviors just to like avoid being called on or something.
Yeah, always remember to keep the picture you're painting in mind and return to it as much as possible. So
Yeah.
when they let them breathe out there what they're saying, but then be like, I really like that. That's a good observation. Let's remember what we're talking about here. Just like kind of pull it back to it. And how does that relate to this? And that's one of the best ways. Otherwise, we'll get derailed. That's the monopolizing part.
Yeah,
Let's make it about me.
for sure. Oh, of course I messed it up already. Let's go. All right, dealing with resistance therapeutically. So don't label all hesitations as a sign of resistance. Respect resistance. It may serve as a valuable function. This is what you talk about a lot, where you're like, to learn, you've got to have some form of resistance to like calculate it in your head. Invite
It's an
members to
opportunity,
explore. Yeah. Explore the meaning of what appears to be resistance. Describe behavior of members. Avoid making too many interpretations.
That one's hard.
It
In the
is.
beginning, especially. It goes away
Yeah.
but in the beginning, it's hard to not
Yeah.
transform and try to explain what they're thinking.
And then view resistance with interest, understanding, and compassion. Like, because it's a new concept to them. Like, this might be something that we've done forever, and then it's the first time they've ever heard it. So it's like you will naturally have resistance.
And the ideology now is all about triggering. So people, the only way that you can actually challenge your thought and grow is if you are challenged. Yet we've confused that with being triggered nowadays. And
Yes.
It's someone else's fault. So it's like, that's a good way to resist ever changing.
Yeah.
That's been rampant these days, I've noticed.
Yeah. Dealing with avoidance by the whole group. So when an entire group chooses not to work and is unwilling to deal with several hidden agendas, it is important to commit to face what is going on, bring to the surface the hidden agendas, refuse to give up, and not indulge in feelings of frustration and annoyance. Because that's tough. Like, even when, say, you're teaching and that stuff comes up, like that can be scary and annoying, because it's like it's
You gotta turn frustration into fascination.
yeah.
You have to be like, you know what? Even if someone says the most ignorant thing and the most ridiculous, or even the thing that are meant to derail, not just purposely, I don't want to hear it and I want you to get flustered. You got to go, you have to really start practicing being like, how is that right? I wonder how it is. And the more you do it, the quicker you can do it. And the easier you are to be like, you know what, that's really interesting, but I really want to get back to this. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about just pulling it back to the painting. We're painting a picture right now, and that's outside the painting.
Right. Yeah.
That's hard though.
It's definitely hard. Anybody know transference and counter transference? You ever heard of that?
I have.
So it comes up a lot in counseling in general, like, because we could counsel people that have been through the same stuff we have been through personally. So sometimes it can be very triggering, and we absorb their stress, and we absorb. So transference is the feelings clients project onto the counselor, which are rooted in the client's past relationships. Countertransference are feelings aroused in the counselor by clients, which are related to more unresolved conflict from other past present relationships than to any feature of therapeutic relationship. So we always have our own stuff we're working on. And then if you're counseling people at the same time and it brings up unresolved things, it's not terrible, but it's, it's something that happens. And we've got to work with it. So a group context has the potential for multiple transference. Like, feelings can be productively explored, so members become aware of how they're keeping these old patterns functional in present relationships. A lot of times family of origin stuff is very typical in transference and countertransference. Like the stuff we grew up with our family, if we grew up in a screaming and yelling family, If we had parent issues, I know some people describe it as like dad issues, different things that could come up. And as a counselor, sometimes you may like divert back to that like childhood trauma and react off of it. So it's important not to.
Yeah, well, this is exactly the reason why I want to write some of this down too, just for clarification, because I know this, but I want the definition to analyze later. This is the reason why it's extremely important, and this is a case to be made, this exact process, to why it's not enough just to know, you have to live. If you're a counselor, it's one of the only jobs you cannot just virtue signal and not act the way that you're preaching.
I agree with that.
It's so important because you will be triggered. If you don't,
Yep.
if you don't act, because it's one thing to be, and this isn't to say that
They'll call you out, man.
Yeah, this isn't to say that you won't feel, because there's a difference between having those moments happen outside of this context, but when you're in a counseling setting and you know and you're aware of the mask you're wearing as a counselor, and you're aware of the environment, if you're still triggered like a child by that, that's not because of the concepts that maybe you'd be triggered by your partner by, and that's a different subject. That's proof that you don't live the way that you think you do, because the only reason we react that way in that vulnerable state is because we're trying to defend the fact that we know that we don't live that way.
Right.
So when someone says something like that, it's connected to like these insecurities within us, and we, because it's like, wait a second, it's kind of like the same reason why when you see an adult reacting to a child like a child, a child does something and they react like a child back, and you're like, dude, you obviously feel guilty and ashamed of yourself because you wouldn't have felt anything from that child.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
I mean,
not a thing.
I've even seen it for myself as the director of a program, and like my own learning disabilities, and being called out for that and challenging myself to get better at it, whether it's using an editor, if it's even using AI as an editor. I'm open to that, like it's humbling, but like I'm not perfect. So like for this to make sense to other people, I will write it up, or I'll voice to text it, and I'll have AI make it readable for other people.
Yeah,
because
I'm the same way. I'm the same way, and it's great that we're living in a time now, because there's been a lot of, you would relate to this really well, there's a lot of misconceptions around the fact that because something is visible that is inadequate, it means something else. It's like, just because I had trouble reading and spelling did not mean I was stupid.
Right.
Quite the contrary.
Right,
Actually, I was one of the most intelligent people in my classes, but yet I was bad at this. And what's funny, I don't know if you experience this too, I think that's the reason why I'm smart in other areas. It's actually because I'm bad at that. It's weird. It's like because I was forced to focus on the bigger picture and less on the little details, like the systematic details of it, it actually made me see things from a perspective that other people don't see.
I could see that
my
for
creativity,
sure. Yeah.
It allowed me to connect pathways that no one even thinks of, because they're focused on the path right here. And I'm like looking at like 5 or 6 different things going, wait, how do these all connect together?
Yeah, you can go from A to D without having A, B, C, D.
Easy. It's because I wasn't good, because I didn't train my brain. There's a whole subject about that with like, if you train kids really intensely on fine mathematics, really detailed mathematics, how it actually narrows their focus on the reality of the world around them.
Yeah.
And they start getting trapped in thoughts as opposed to being able to like pull themselves out of it.
Yeah.
Versus like learning math in the real world, like just somehow, like whether it's basketball, certain things, and you start associating it with actual like your environment kind of thing. It does the opposite. You actually start to see the bigger picture of math equations versus being stuck on the tiny details as you're going along.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, my 4-year-old is big on math and numbers quite a bit recently. And did I already close the maps? He got his own little globe, but like I said, he's been focusing in on, I want to go to North Pole, Alaska. I want to go to wherever it may be.
That's adorable.
But I'm letting him just like kind of look at it through, maybe I'll because this is easy to navigate, like bring this home and let him see that it's daytime here. It's just now nighttime in Europe and Asia. Actually, it's already tomorrow right here in Russia, which is kind of cool. I think. Isn't that? Yeah, because the international date line's right here. So it's already tomorrow right there in Russia.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
There's a game that has details like this for the whole, it's like a massive universe that you can move around in. It has all the planets that we know of, like within the whole galaxy.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's great. Like it's like ridiculously detailed, like even storms on certain planets. That you
Okay.
cannot.
Yeah.
Fascinating. It blows my mind. We're in such an age that's pretty amazing.
That is crazy. I'll have to check that one out.
There's several too. That's like there's so you can just literally. Elite Dangerous is one where you're more from your own perspective, but I'll just for fun when I'll find the name next time I see you. There's one specifically that's just for exploring it yourself, like you're zooming in and out
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the rotations of the plane. You can speed it up and watch how it works, and it's like literally exactly how they believe it works.
Okay. Yeah.
The
I would
alignments
love
like
to see
exactly mathematically figured out like perfectly.
that. Yeah. As a co-leader, you could have some issues too at transition stage. So like negative reactions towards one leader. I led a trauma group for a while. I did have this experience. They would always be 10 minutes late, and they would also like take a 10-minute break and almost leave 10 minutes early, which literally gave them from like 10 after to 25 after, have a 10-minute break, and then be done by 10 till. And it just annoyed the piss out of me. So it's important to have leaders like equally yoked almost, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you don't always get that. So you could have challenges to both leaders. You could be dealing with problem behaviors. I saw that as a problem behaviors. It would always be like, oh, I'm writing up a last note. And it's like, why are you always writing a note? We have a 10-week group. It's every Wednesday at 5. Why are you writing notes again? And I'm the first one. Because it was a hard group. It was a trauma group. The kids were bad and nobody wanted to do it, but it was part of our job. So
That was the 80-20 rule too, right there. Like whether they're lazy or not, too, you gotta be rise above that bias, because you realize that when someone is good or willing to do certain work, the lesser side of us makes us push back. You gotta keep that. There's like, no. I'll double you. I'll match you.
Right.
If you don't have that attitude, you're gonna eventually gravitate towards letting them do all the work.
Right, for sure. So also dealing with your own coworkers' countertransference. So they could have their own issues that they're dealing with, things that are challenging. So this one is the summary. Well, these are the last two slides, but summary of leader function. So at the transition stage, you show the members the value of dealing fully with conflict. So it can be awkward. And if you're not great at challenging, it's a good place to learn it, because you end up, whether you like it or not, challenging people that are in a group. You help the members to recognize their own defensive patterns. You teach members to respect resistance and to work constructively with the many forms it takes. Model for members dealing directly and tactfully with any challenge. And I like what you said, where you kind of do have to be on your game to lead a group. Like, at least if you're leading a sobriety group, you can't be an active user of drugs
That's
and alcohol.
extremes, yeah.
Yes.
I take it to that. That's just the most obvious.
Right.
I say, period. Like say,
Life in general.
Even the most ill-informed, uneducated, unaware client, whether they know it or not, their body says yes or no to you. Because when you say those things, you should do this, and you can't hide it. Like when you do that, the way your body moves, it literally signals to them you're not really that sure. And one of the biggest parts of this, Tony Robbins talks about this a lot. One of the most important parts of a speaker, counselor, of an influencer, is that in those moments when they feel it, the person has to be inspired by your confidence, you can't fake that. You have to literally do it, right? That doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, because you can still be working towards something and be considered literally doing it, right? You could fall short of a behavior, but really hold in your mind, I want to do this and I practice it, I'm trying to get better at it, and still come off as confident. It's only when you blatantly, it's in the blind spot. It's like when you know you should be doing it, but you don't really care and you don't actually do it. When you try to communicate to somebody and you're trying to help influence them and challenge them, they don't have to do. They can be literally impaired, and they're still gonna be like, that's not gonna stick in my brain. It goes to show you how hard it is to embed influence and real learning and emotion into somebody's mind. It's so pervasive. It's literally down to the point that you can't even. You just can't do it unless you're literally doing it. You're literally embodying it.
Yeah. That's when I've heard in theology class they describe sin as amartia, to miss the mark. And it doesn't mean you're bad, but you're just a little bit off. So you're trying to fine tune that and like sharpen your senses to be right on. And
and you're sinning when you miss the mark and don't do anything to correct it.
Right.
So it's not just because you can imagine trying And that would be a different type of, it may still be the definition of that same where you miss the mark, but missing the mark to me doesn't mean that you actually miss the goal and fail, let's say. Missing the mark means that you pick the wrong goal. You know what I mean? It means that you're literally like, it's like you're aiming at the wrong thing completely. It's not even that you're aiming at the right thing and you miss, right? And that's an important distinction. Is that you're going like this. And it's like, no, it should be right there, man. It's always right there.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of stuff on Amartia if you
Is that the Greek
Google it.
version of sin?
Yeah, it says Amartia, Greek word meaning sin,
Yeah.
error, or mistake, and
I talked about that too.
to miss the mark. So I like
What an
to-
interesting understanding too to know, because we know sin so dramatically as the wrong
Bad
thing,
and
bad,
wrong,
right?
yeah.
And then to
Yep.
really understand that it means to miss a target.
Yeah.
The nuance there is so profound. It's like something to really consider. You're like, oh man. So it's really, it's not that I have to not do, because one is just like a judgment and it doesn't really give you much to work with, but to miss the target, that gives you a lot to work with.
Right.
Find the right target and start practicing your aim.
Yeah, and a lot of people will say like aligning your will with the creator's will. Like sometimes you go too far that way, and eventually you get it centered, and then you go back off alignment. You got to get realigned. So I like that one.
Yeah, that realign would be like the analogy for that would be practicing. So like you choose the target, which is the highest aim, and then you realign when you realize you missed. You keep trying. The next thing you go bam, bam.
Yeah.
That's good.
It makes me wonder because whenever you do the search, sometimes they give you the option for videos. I'm curious what videos come up. They have songs. Lots of songs about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I never knew there were that many songs about Amartia. But it makes sense. So, Bloody Falls. All right, last slide. I know. The summary of member functions. So, transition stage, the members express persistent reactions. They respect their own defenses, but work with them. Move from dependence to independence. Learn how to confront others constructively. They deal with reactions towards what is occurring in the group, and then work through conflicts rather than remain silent or form subgroups outside of the sessions. So those are the transition stage of the group. I know this is a different interpretation.
Sorry, no, I just had a 15.
Yeah?
Yeah, 50 hard. Okay.
That's okay. I'm trying to give you guys the stuff that I have gotten from several different rounds of them, but I do hate how many files I have, which is over 1 million files.
I know, man. Soon AI, they gotta help us. They'll have an overlay. It's literally, I wouldn't be surprised if it was next month. I'm just like, I want ChatGPT to like literally be in my processing system.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just
'cause
ask
there
it stuff.
is-
It'll be like, instead of your search bar, it'll just be like, ChatGPT, do this to my computer. And it'll just be like, ah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. As I know we did working stage of a group. I know you guys are leading your groups the next round, but then we'll be dipping into like ending it, which it's a big thing in social work because we have a hard time saying goodbye.
Keep going. It's not a huge restroom. Next one.
No, that's so yeah, like
Oh, I see.
finalizing, saying goodbye, like at the end of the summer when you're teaching your school, how do you tell your kids goodbye? Or how do you guys say goodbye cheerleading at the end of the year? What do you
At the
do?
end, how do you say goodbye?
Yeah.
Like, completely.
Yeah.
So how we end the season? We have a banquet, but like how we say goodbye at the game is we just like get in a circle and we just say "See State" and then we disperse. But like to end the entire season for a new one, we have a banquet to congratulate everybody and then we just leave it at that.
Do they give awards
Yes, it's an award ceremony.
like most improved
Yeah,
or
like
most
stuff
valuable?
like that.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Because there is something in celebrating the finale. And in social work, I've had clients sometimes 12 months or 15 months, and it can be hard to say goodbye. Like you've worked with these people, they become a part of your life, but we have to. You gotta do the feelings of separation, dealing with unfinished business, reviewing the group experience, practice behavioral change, giving and receiving feedback. So it doesn't hurt to like get their take on it, like what was good and what was bad, ways of carrying the learner further, and the use of contract and homework. So as a leader, you may say some of these, even with the kids at school. How old are the kids you teach at school?
How the kids I teach it?
Yeah.
It was a mixed range. I would say all the kids was good and they're very smart, but I think some question themselves, some over believe in themselves, and not saying like they should never believe in themselves.
They're cocky.
Cocky.
Yeah.
And then some had a lot of potential, but didn't really try.
And how old are they mostly?
The first group I had 10 to 14 years. 10 to 14 year olds.
Okay.
So middle school.
That's a tough age too.
Yeah, and it wasn't no cakewalk.
It's not at all.
It was difficult at times, especially because I was teaching at Cincinnati State.
Oh yeah, Cincy State.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I was teaching there, and it was kind of difficult because I had my own room.
There used to be Central High School. Do you remember that or hear of that?
No, I ain't never heard of that.
It was Central High School before it was Cincy State.
I ain't never even heard of Central until I graduated.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what Central State was until somebody I was going to, excuse me, I ain't messing with them. I was just doing a tour. I went to Kentucky State.
Oh
and doing
yeah.
a
Okay.
tour.
Where?
Hold up, listen.
I'm listening.
I
She
went
is,
to
that's why she
Kentucky
was
State to
excited.
do a tour. And it was because I thought I didn't get accepted to no colleges, but then they messed up my portal to get to send my resume to multiple colleges. So it came in late. So yeah, so I went through, and the first school was Kentucky State. I went there, but then somebody told me, hey, you need to go check out Central State.
Yeah.
They're really nice. And I'm like, I ain't never heard of them.
Because you're from Ohio.
I'm from Ohio,
It's
but I
gonna be
never
a-
heard of them. I only know Tuskegee.
Well, how you get here from Kentucky State? You dream about Kentucky State, and you from Ohio.
All my people went to Tuskegee University.
They must
So
have good
in my
recruitment.
head, I want to
They
go
got
to Tuskegee.
Good recruitment.
So when
Tuskegee is terrible too.
I know, but I came on this campus to take a tour. At first, I was like, they probably not gonna be all.
What's
there.
wrong with Tuskegee? Are they that bad too?
I wouldn't go there personally.
In Alabama.
Yeah, their campus for one is just discombobulated. I don't even know.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just
I didn't know this.
overstimulates me.
Yeah.
And then Kentucky State, I just don't understand them.
No, I would never go to Kentucky.
Yes.
That's
When
where our poli sci teacher is from. He's in this office.
When I went to Kentucky State, I was low key. I was like, this is lame. I don't.
Was it lame in the
Yeah, it
middle
was
of nowhere?
like, it was nothing.
Like
I didn't feel it
Richmond?
when I came on Central State campus. I felt the energy. I felt
Really?
the same energy that I felt from Tuskegee as a child. I'm like,
That's nice
nah,
to
I
hear
wanna build
because
my story.
I
here.
do like hearing some nice things said, which you don't always get to hear about.
Yeah,
So-
we hate on our school, but we don't let nobody else hate on our school.
Okay.
Everybody hate on their
Yeah,
school.
that's real. I
Nobody.
can't say that. Like a lot of athletics, like us, like even as a cheerleader, like
Yes.
we
Okay, I like
suck
that.
in football, but if another school try to come, like and say that, we
Uh-huh.
can defend our school as hard as
Watch
we
out,
can.
man.
Have we won yet this year?
We have one.
We had
Yes.
one game that we like 33 or something.
We actually
Like the Bengals
we
now.
blew them out. Actually, I was surprised. So hopefully, homecoming we blow them out too.
Okay.
And we
Oh, we're
actually
playing
play-
them again?
We play Morehouse, and that's actually a rival that just is being built.
Okay. I like that. No, it is nice to hear nice things.
What was the last slide?
It was the one
Minus one.
you looked at.
So
It
when I
was
came to Central State, it was
I
nice.
think
And I
that's-
was like, man, I
Yeah.
love it here. And I
Did you
wanna
get it?
be here. That was cool.
I just want to say I'm interested a lot in this subject because this is the hardest thing.
It
Especially if-
is.
If you're leading like 15 to 30-minute groups sometimes. or
It
30-minute
is.
group, it's really hard, and it not only is it hard, it's arguably one of the most important parts of the closing.
Yeah, it
And, right,
is.
the middle content in the end is what they remember most.
I know.
Refreshing, concluding, but also not just concluding in a way where you talk to them like you have been, but
Mm.
concluding where they interact so it actually solidifies. This is the hardest part.
Yeah, and I know it's early, it's still September, but I wanted you guys to see this before you led
Yeah,
on
for sure.
Thursday. So I'm like, let's just jump into completions. This is the hardest
Ways of
for
carrying learning further. That was a big one.
like for lots of social workers. I've had clients that hang on for 1.5 to 2.5 years because the closure, even for them, they're like, I can't. can't cut it out, but you've got to
You're
empower
speaking
them.
more. So I was commenting. You're right. I see the overlap.
But
I was
it's
commenting more on
both.
the individual. But
Correct.
there's an overlap. Between
Correct.
that, for sure. So solidification and concluding as an ending, but also ending as attached, as like removing yourself and just unattaching from that subject and feeling
Mhm.
satisfied in a sense. I see.
Like, you guys can do this. You got this. I've
Yeah.
given everything you need. This is the next slide. So apply what is learned and group to everyday life. So remind them ways to translate what is learned, how to develop action plans. Like, we are in a marriage group, so to speak, technically right now. My wife and I are in a 6-week,
That's awesome.
it's marriage encounter. So like, and it's teaching communication, it's teaching feelings and I words and all that, and it concludes on 11th and 18th. So, well, I guess we have 4th, 11th, and 18th left. And I'm,
hard.
hell yeah.
Let's rephrase. Relationships are hard, and marriage is the strongest, most impactful one.
Because you're like
Relationships in
monogamous,
general
you know what I
are-
mean? You're not like,
And I like that you're going because it's good to remember that it's better to be preemptive. Like going and strengthening communication doesn't have to happen when you realize it's broken down. Actually, it's better. It's more important to do it before. It's more
right.
important. Like we should be entering in a marriage and go like, go for the honeymoon stage. Get a year or two in. You know what I mean? You can just live and enjoy each other. But really soon, before anything happens, you should go. You know what? I want to deepen our relationship more. Let's go take a course together before it becomes a counseling session.
Yes.
Let's make it a proactive thing where we're like, hey,
Yeah.
you'll get really.
It's called pre-Cana. So like, ours prepares us as 177 questions you do for pre-Cana. There's also a book called 100 Questions Before You Say I Do. There's also Engaged Encounter. They hold that at Milford Spiritual Center. And I think in Dayton it's called Bergamo Center. Is that the name of it? Bergamo Center? If you're from Dayton, you're from Dayton.
No.
You're from Cincy.
Oh, I don't know about these. I like it. I'm going to learn about these because relationship counseling is probably going to be a big part of my.
Yeah, and that's the one a lot of people, again, because unless if you've had a successful marriage, you don't really want to do it because it's like, I don't know, I can't give you the right answer, dude. It's like,
It's important to remember. It's important to remember that the reward is equal to the amount of work it takes in a relationship. So the harder, and this isn't the same as unnecessary in like conflicts that are just there because of insecurities, but the harder it is to build a relationship, which is why marriage is one of the most, it's like the most intimate, the most close, has the most burdens that can be placed on it with families and all kinds of stuff. It's equal to you. The reason why it's important is because it's equal to the reward. So you can't experience a reward that is so intense from a relationship unless it's something as deep as like, this is the argument for why you should get married young and why you should have babies soon, right? Is because the layers that come out of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, they're not equivalent to the previous 10 years. It's not like, oh, after 5 to 10 years, I felt really a lot of joy and connection, and then it just was more of that as it went on. It deepens and deepens and deepens and deepens in ways where at the end, people report like in their 80s, like, I can't tell you what it's like to be married for 7 years. It's the most wonderful experience that I can never even describe, right? And it's because that compounds, because it gets harder and also more rewarding as it goes forward if you actively engage in it. So there's a lot to be said about ignoring the fear of diving in that misunderstanding of like, if I have more of this, it's going to be harder. It's like, no. It's only harder if you do it irresponsibly and you think it's going to happen on its own. Right? If you lean into that and you're responsible and preemptive, so much information that proves that that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, not to mention the older you get, the harder it is to find somebody that
Yes.
isn't already married.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So how long did you wait until you get married? When you
I've been married twice, but my first one didn't want kids, and we respectfully separated. And so I've now been married since 2019. I've known her since 2005, but we reconnected in 2018. She was dating my roommate in 2005, and he died of an overdose, so we reconnected at his funeral.
Interesting.
And he married separate and had another kid, and she dated elsewhere. But that's where we reconnected, was at his funeral.
You know, that's FX type of love story, right?
Yes, that is crazy.
You'll notice the world's full of these too.
Yeah.
It's not as
Yeah.
clutter as we think, man. You get fed these fairy tales, but the reality is it's diverse and it's wild, and there's nothing that you can predict about the whole thing.
Right.
You just do your best to live right, and you will find it. I
Right.
promise.
Yeah.
But I want to get married.
Uh-huh.
I do. And the girl I'm with, I love her a lot. And hopefully she's the one.
And are you guys equally yoked? You ever heard what that is?
Y'all be, I be hearing y'all argue.
Uh-oh. What
Like,
you fighting about
I just,
in the NPC?
yesterday, I'm sitting on the couch and I just see her walking sister and she going off at you. I don't know about what.
On the phone?
No, in person.
Oh.
I don't know about what. I had class with them. I also had class with both of them in the morning. And so like
I'll tell you right now.
Somebody told me,
I don't
they
know.
say y'all are a TV show.
They
Because
are.
they like, y'all will fight, but then you be like, I love you though. And she say, I love you, bitch. I'm like, I ain't trying to be a TV show. We don't even fight like this. That day specifically, she was mad. And I learned my letter because of that party. I would never go to a party again. It's because of that party. And I knew I should have trusted my gut not to go to parties because I just don't feel safe at parties
Right.
in my head.
Well, the real question is, what made you want to go in the first place? It's called upstream stuff, and I say this to everybody, and it's a general statement for a reason. If you want to have a fairy book marriage, right? If you want to find your princess, you have to become the prince. Right? It's not enough to just find that and hope it happens. You literally have to study what a prince is like, how they behave when no one's watching, and you have to literally discipline yourself to be that. And I promise you, the princess just shows up in your life, and you're just like, whoa! And then all of a sudden, that just starts to happen. But we have this weird one-way direction in relationships where we're in society, we're looking for the right person, as if that's a thing. Oh, I'm gonna find this right person, the one, right? And what that does is it pulls your focus out and it makes it the world's responsibility for your happiness.
Mhm.
Instead of going, no. If there's the one out there, what is the one gonna want? Well, the one's gonna want me to be the most disciplined, the most sacrificial, honest person I could be, the kind of person that literally lives by example and is a role model to other people, right? Because if you think about it, the kind of person you want is that way. You want a partner who is loyal. You want a girl who loves you like unconditionally, who knows how to become a partnership and have that other half of you, right? You want one that's respectful, that literally believes in you in every way. That only comes if you're the counterpart to that, if you're the yang, right? If the yin and yang is there. And a lot of men, especially nowadays, we're sitting around indulging in the world, and we don't realize that every second that we're not disciplining ourselves to become that prince, we're that much further away from that princess. Because you only get two things. You get the girl who's not the princess, who can't see the prince, which is a whole different problem. That's a whole ball of mess. Or the princess who comes up to you, she doesn't see you as the prince, and she just runs. She just goes, no, that's not a prince. I don't want that anymore.
Mhm.
So there's only two outcomes for men, right? If you don't discipline yourself to become the prince, you will never get the right person in your life.
That's what I kind of came to the realization today. I kind of was like, man, I just gonna get back focused on what I need to get focused
You
on.
just care about you
Mhm.
inside out, man.
Because it's not even like I realized.
Is she from your hometown?
No, we live. That's the thing. She's from Dayton. I'm from Cincinnati.
Okay.
We live two different sides.
You got to move to Middletown.
I'm from the suburbs. She
Right.
like to say, babe, you from the suburbs, I'm from the trenches. We live two different worlds. I said,
You're from Coleraine, am I?
I'm from Silverton.
Yeah. I grew up in Kennedy Heights.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She said, the thing that I'm used to, you might not be used to. I said, the thing that I'm used to, you might not be. The thing is, I want to understand her.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I be thinking that she might want me think I want to fight with her. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't like fighting.
What's her
Fighting
family
is
of
stupid.
origin? Are both of your all's parents divorced or still married?
My parents, that's a little complicated. Okay, my parents are not together.
Okay.
They're not together, but they are best friends.
Yeah. Okay.
And her parents are married.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. But
Take her to New Delhi Palace. You ever eat at the New Delhi Palace in Silverton?
I know.
All you can eat buffet Indian food.
You know what? I thought about it. I thought I would get her some buttered chicken.
Okay. Yeah.
With the rice and the bread.
Yeah.
I thought I'd make it into a little taco, and it'd be so good.
Your tacos on your mind again.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say it, like, I get the butter chicken, get a pizza, dip the pizza in the butter chicken.
What's that pizza place on the main street?
Italian Neck.
Ah, that's where we used to eat. Okay.
Italian Neck.
I would eat there. I sold my house there in 2019.
Well, you what?
I owned a house on Iris Avenue until 2019. So it was Kennedy Iris. And
Why you give it up? You can do that.
I bought it for 155 and I sold it for 209. And we moved to the west side and bought a house that was 209. But
I thought y'all-
we heard 5 gunshots, and she's like, I don't know if I want to have kids here. Like bang, 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 bang. It was like the next door neighbors with a big drug house. So I didn't disclose that when I sold it. I don't think you have to. Like you're supposed to have disclosures about like leaky faucets. And,
It only has to, from what I understand, it only pertains to your property.
The property.
Not the, it's like,
Right.
it's up to them to do that.
Right.
So you gotta research what the neighborhood's like, man, that ain't me. I ain't gonna
but I
tell you
stayed
about this.
friends with him, and I saw he had DEA busting in the door about a year later at that same
Oh,
property, and
you're
then
like,
that
well,
house
hey.
sold for like 300. Like the grandma passed away, and then I get maybe went to a nursing home, and it was redone. But as long as the grandma was alive, in the basement there was lots of drugs going on. So now there's not. It might be a nice neighborhood now.
It could be, stuff changes pretty quickly.
Which part of Silverton?
Stall Lane.
Like Schroeder High School?
Silverton is right. Trying to think. Silverton, my street is like 2 minutes away from Cribbers. Actually, it's not that far. It's like after you pass it's a CVS. Once you pass that CVS, you pass the post office,
Mm-hmm.
then you pass the little pink house. I don't know what that is.
It's like Esther Price, maybe?
I think so.
Okay.
It's a donut shop. And right
Yep.
after you pass that piano donut shop, my street is down the street
Okay.
because it's between two big buildings.
Off Montgomery.
Yeah.
I got pulled over there as it was at night, and I had temporary tags, and the cop said, your tag said it was registered to a black adult male. I think he was messing with me.
Yeah, I mean, if they're temporary, they don't register to anything.
That's what I thought, and I think that he was messing with me. I don't know if like he was
He
just,
didn't say I was joking.
well, I didn't get a ticket or anything. He let me go, but he pulled me over because it was temporary tags. And he said specifically, this is where I don't know if he was like trying to hint at something or get rid of the temporary tags or what it was, but it was
Yeah.
a strange
Oh,
encounter.
you mean like he was making a comment that only someone like that would have temporary
I
tags?
guess so.
I mean, it must have been. There's
That's
not many
my
other
guess.
options there.
I was like,
that sounds
dude.
plausible.
Because
You're like, excuse me, who cares? Like,
Right.
Temporary tags, bro.
I know. Well, and sometimes you can't avoid them. It's like I literally just got in the car, and that's how. You ever get pulled over in Silverton?
I don't know.
You basically said I'm stereotyping. That's funny.
I think so.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I got.
So the cops aren't bad,
Nah, I just know how to move around.
right?
Like I know where they be at. I
Yep.
know where they.
Montgomery Road is a bad
Yeah,
spot.
like, I just know Cincinnati. Like
Yeah.
I be very careful because they be thirsty. Like they'll
Hell yeah,
get
they
thirsty.
are.
They will get thirsty. They're like if it's close to like the end of the month, because they need to get their tickets up. They got
Yeah.
a ticket. Like,
Yep.
how many tickets? Like, they don't have
Yep.
any tickets in fact, which is weird. But
I'll do the second half of this Thursday.
I like this part. I want to look into more of this because that's a big deal for me.
Yeah, that's. I wanted to show you Iris Avenue. Do you know where Iris Avenue is?
yeah,
No.
Are you from Cincy?
I'm from Columbus.
How is it worth $347 now? That's just stupid. That was only 5 years ago. I sold it for.
Iris is a peaceful street, and I know that because I know that house right there. I do. That's a peaceful street.
Yeah, that's-
happened there. It's a good community. My grandma lived on that street, so that's a.
I
good
put up all
house.
these solar panels on it and sold it with.
This is the house you saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a bad street. Like it's a solid.
And look at the
street.
price history. Isn't this insane?
Yeah.
I bought it here.
Yeah,
155.
yeah.
Wherever the.
Oh, I feel like you sold it. I would have never. I would have rented it out. I felt
I
like
couldn't get approved for a second loan, but yes, that would have been perfect.
I was like renting it out in this type of
So
neighborhood.
weird.
You would have made so much
I need
money.
some hand-in-hands anyways.
Yeah.
And because the neighborhood is not that bad, probably a college student or a couple who's trying to get their first home off the wood, like this. Because Iris is a cool street, you got everything around it. Like it's close to
It
Pleasant
is.
Ridge.
It is. I mean, I grew up there, so I grew up on Orchard Lane. I was born on the Kennedy Heights side. We moved across the street to Orchard Lane side, and yeah, it's definitely
Is Silverton between here and Columbus, or where's Silverton?
Cincinnati, Ohio,
Oh,
so pretty much
towards Cincinnati.
the
Towards
city. Exit 5 off
I see.
I-71.
Trying to think of things between here and Columbus.
There's Silverton. Yeah, here's his. It's right at Plainfield Road in Montgomery. Does that sound right? And that's where the pizza, Italianette Pizza, is right
Yep.
there. So you guys, you said, are down this way.
Here. So.
Oh, there's another Orchard Lane. What the hell?
Stall right. I'm gonna stall right. Ooh, my bad.
I go the wrong way.
So where Crimmers again?
Here is the pizza.
The pizza spot right here. So you'll go down this way, go past here, and then you would get close to zoom in a little more.
Is that one?
It's stall. We're stall. If you go down, so we supposed to if Crimmers over here, right? Crimmers over here.
It is. That's Plainfield Road.
That's like
So one of these small ones.
I'm trying to see if it's
Oh, Stoll. There it is.
stall. Boom. So it must be down further. Crimmers down further. Cause it's supposed to be Stoll Lane, then a little shop right here, then the post office, then CVS, then right around this street, this is where Italianette would be.
If you ever get a hold of anybody that has those cards.
Oh, yes.
And you grew up
Contact me with any of
on
there's like a bunch of
Stoll.
different ways. you
I
can
grew up
contact me.
on
I'll
Stoll
send
when
you,
I was,
I'll send you the group stuff.
While I was
Yeah,
9.
let me.
I
know.
lived
I'll
on
figure it out.
Iris.
It takes you a little while.
Oh, you did live on
I lived on
Iris.
Iris with my nana and my
What
mom. We
year?
lived on the
2016?
Wants to know about those cards.
on Iris.
Yeah.
Like when I leave. When did I leave?
Yes, I lived there 2016, 2017, and
I
2018.
lived there because I was 1.
Okay.
So I was all the way up to 9 years old. When I was 9, I guess I left 2012, 2011.
Oh, you just missed when I moved there. That's hilarious.
Yeah, like
That's crazy.
that's when, but I always be on.
We were on
that
the same street.
Yeah.
Where in Silverton?
Yeah, Iris. He
Yeah,
moved
that's
out in
Cincinnati or
2012. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
He moved out in 2012, and I moved in 2016.
I'm trying
I
to-
grew up there from 78 to 88 too. So,
2016 when I graduated elementary.
dang.
78 to 88, huh?
Yeah. Yep. So I was always Kennedy Heights and Orchard Lane, and then Pleasant Ridge.
Nice.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, we will finish that one on Thursday. I know you're partying it out with
No.
the cheerleaders.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna say, no, you're not partying anymore. You're gonna stop that.
Oh.
It's overrated, man. It's not worth it. Overrated.
Overrated.
Yes.
See you later.
All right,
Like,
see ya.
Remember, I probably will not be here Thursday, but
I
I
know.
will try my best to come.
Okay.
We should be back by 1.
All right.
Yeah, rush here and hear that group.
I know. Yeah. Seriously.
It's all right. Either way, I'm gonna give it to
Shoot, I
whoever.
should end this.
I got a good one. I chose a specific one. And I rewrote a whole new one because I've been waiting